and modest and all the other things Mom liked. But when wet, it somehow still managed to stick to her like a ruffled black suction cup. Getting it off was not graceful. Getting it off a chilly body, it really wasn't warm enough for a pool party yet, was even worse. After a lot of wriggling and puffing, Rylee rolled the soggy suit into her towel with a defeated sigh. Mom and Rylee had only found an okay suit in her size. But her hair had looked amazing. Now, thanks to stupid Jackson, she'd have to spend the next 10 minutes in the bathroom blotting the water with a microfiber towel, uncoiling the kinks, and pulling her hair back as tightly as she could into a plain, old, everyday ponytail until she could get home to rinse the chlorine out. Rylee grabbed the zipper of her duffel bag and yanked, and stopped. She sucked in a breath, alarm raising the tiny hairs on her arms. There was her lotion, her deodorant, and her wide-toothed comb. There was her coconut mist body spray, which smelled so good it always made her hungry. There was the little wallet that held $5 and quarters for the bus, her hair bands, and her super shiny Shimmer Smile lip gloss. The rest of the bag held nothing. No bra, no underwear, no shorts, no long red t-shirt. Nothing. Baffled, Rylee checked the side of the bag, assuring herself that the familiar pink and white stripes and anchor decal were actually hers. She frantically riffled through the piles of towels and jeans on the floor. Maybe someone had opened her bag, thinking it was theirs, and her clothes had fallen out? No? Eyes wide and agitated, Rylee looked in the bag again. Nothing. Rylee walked in a tight circle, gaze darting from the bag to the door and back. She clutched her clammy swimsuit. She just couldn't stand there. What if someone came in while she wasn't wearing clothes? Rylee wrapped her arms around herself, aware of just how little of her own body she could cover. Should she put the cold, wet suit back on and find someone who would help her search? Rylee looked at the door. She could stand behind it and lean out, and maybe whisper-shout for Rosario or Aaliyah to come and help her. Nevaeh was the hostess, so she was probably busy helping her mom. And Charisse, well, she was sometimes a little salty when you asked her for favors. Could she even get back into the suit when it was wet? Mrs. Green was in the kitchen, but no, this was embarrassing enough. Rylee looked at her bag again, and then at the haphazard piles of other bags on the bed. All of them were zipped. This was so weird, but it couldn't be what she was thinking. Nobody would do something like this on purpose. Rylee dropped to her knees and peered under the bed. From behind her, there came a muffled noise. Creak! A chorus of giggles. No! Oh, no! Rylee's wet skin pebbled with goosebumps as she wrapped her arms around herself, trying to hold herself together. Her chest burned as she fought for air, coming stiffly to her feet in the middle of the room. Someone was watching. Someone was there while she crawled around without clothes. And whomever it was, they were laughing at her. Being laughed at while also being wet and cold and worried, this, Rylee was certain, was the absolute worst. The Segrest Sentinel reports. Segrest Standpoints. 5 Reasons You Should Join the Segrest Sentinel. By Nathan Tan, News Editor. The opinions expressed in the Segrest Sentinel are those of the students and do not necessarily reflect the official policies of Segrest.